Get ready. Get set. It's time for the basement view. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Man, it is the basement view. Wow, it's November 1st. That's crazy. November 1st. This year is flying. Man. Jeez. Hey, Carmen, how you doing? Glad you're here. It This year is flying. Also, what are we down to 4 days? 4 days. Man. Woo. Crazy. I tell you what, if the rest of this year goes like this, that'll be fine with me because, we can zip on through the winter. Hey, I know what you're saying. I can't wait either. It's crazy. Man. Oh, man, this has been one heck of a season. One heck of a season. Can't wait to get it over with. Can't wait to get our new female president. I'm putting that out there. I'm putting it out in the atmosphere. We're going to have a female president for the first time. I see they lying about Pennsylvania. They done already started their shit about Pennsylvania. It's to be expected. It's to be expected. Tonight, actually, I was planning on doing more talking than showing videos, but I also thought that'll work afterwards. We'll get back into my problems. Hey James, what's up? Get it over with and vote blue. That's right. So I am gonna show a little bit tonight. I wanted to show some of Trump's rants this last week. This clown was with Tucker Carlson, and when them two get together, how stupid it's gonna be. And you really got to pay Tucker Carlson some attention. That guy is a piece of work. So anyway, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm in good spirits. I'm usually in lousy spirits. Hey Charles, what's up? I'm usually in lousy spirits right about now because I hate the winter. I'm allergic to winter. I can't stand it, and it's coming. Okay, so that's that. But I'm in real good spirits right now. I'm hoping the same way this year been going fast, it just keep on going fast, and we get on back through the winter and back into spring and summer again. That's what I'm hoping. I had planned on doing some traveling this winter. Yeah, I am right. 82 degrees. Man. Well, you know what, Carmen? I was planning to come down to Florida. And there's one problem. Transportation to the airports up here is sketchy. Okay? There used to be a good bus that went to all the airports. Now, to Midway is not bad. O'Hare, of course, that's farther out. Now, just the other day, I had planned I was going to drive out to O'Hare just to see what the traffic's like, to see if they changed their route anyway. You know, with the construction, a lot of times you might get a detour where you got to go into another town before you get to O'Hare. So I was going to drive out there. And by the time I got to the state line, the traffic was backed up coming into Indiana all the way out of Indiana because of some construction near I-65. So if I would have drove to O'Hare that day, I would have been stuck in traffic coming back for hours. So unless I can find decent transportation to where I can get a ride to O'Hare or Midway, I don't mind driving myself. I just hate to be the one driving and get stuck in that traffic coming back. Okay? So as of right now, that's on hold until hopefully they'll open up whatever they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. You know, I noticed they got on Broadway at 94, they got all the ramps shut down. So they're doing something, and it has traffic at standstills at times. But trust me, the minute that shit opens up, I'm out of here, okay? Because I can drive to the airport myself, you know. Hey, I'd love to see you guys too. Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be fun. I think that would be fun. Heck yeah. That is definitely on the to-do list, for sure. So, with that being said, let's have a look at Trump just a little bit, you know, just to take this week out. I thought, did you all see that fool trying to get in the garbage truck? I thought that'd be fun to look at. Plus, some of that talkathon he had with Tucker Carlson. As a matter of fact, let's have a look at that right quick.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Full camera.
Right here. Keep commenting. Right.
Hey, did that fool look drunk getting in the truck? Does that fool look like he drunk? Somebody tell me. He looked like a sick puppy trying to get in that truck. Wow. That is funny. Absolutely. So let's check out some more of this dude, because this dude's jacked up.
And what happened is the fake news media, which is back there, you do know that. They're always around someplace. But what happened is the fake news media, what they said is it started with a simple move. How did you lose the election? It was Russia. And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, I won this election. What the hell did Russia have to do with it? And then it went, and it was only supposed to be a one-day deal by the Democrats. In other words, it was going to, but the press picked it up and they liked it. They like, ooh, Russia, that sounds good. You covered it better than you were funny. You'd go, Russia, Russia, Russia. You'd go crazy. But it drove you crazy, didn't it? Because you knew it was such a hoax.
It was so insane, and all these people I knew believed it. It was
such a hoax. They actually tried starting it up about 2 months ago. Did you see? It flopped. This time, the press just couldn't get away with it. I'll tell you about our lawsuit having to do with the Pulitzer. You know, we brought a lawsuit against, because they said the New York Times, Washington Post, they got the Pulitzer Prize for accurate and beautiful reporting on the Russia hoax, you know, the whole thing. And I sued them, and it's doing very well, by the way. I want the reporters to give back their awards because they were wrong. There were plenty of guys that were right, like you and Sean, and there were plenty of guys that were right. But so I said, but here's the thing. So with shifty shift, see, that's the weave. See, we start. You know about the weave, right? Start. As long as you come back to the right location. So what happens? You understand that?
Yeah.
Somebody said, does he ramble? I said, I don't ramble. I do the weave. I covered many, many subjects. And you always come back to the right. That's genius. There's a difference between rambling and genius. Okay. So now getting back to the point.
Somebody tell me that fool ain't crazy. Hey, you know what? That's the weed. You know, that's a damn shame. The funny shit, what's really funny is Tucker Carlson sitting there laughing and the crowd laughing. The crowd laughing. Now, Donald Trump is serious. They laughing like a motherfucker. They don't realize this motherfucker's serious. Oh my goodness. That is funny. That is too funny. Now, talk about just bullshit. How you gonna sue the people that award the Pulitzer? How you gonna sue them for who they awarded it to? How would that work? How do you decide who they awarded it to ain't right? How do you make that decision? They give it to who they want to give it to. God, you just can't believe this dude. This dude is jacked up. I mean, he is crazy. That is funny. All right, well, let's watch some more of this idiot.
You said that you were saved in the end by an angel. How have your views about God changed in the last 8 years, and particularly after getting shot?
Well, look, I've always been a believer, but I wouldn't say, there's a certain pastor, Robert Jeffress, and I didn't know, his name is Robert Jeffress, nice guy from Texas. And he said, Trump may not be the best Christian of all, but he's the only one going to take us to the promised land because he's the best leader and he's the toughest guy and he's going to be able to get us through this crazy life. And he was a big supporter. And now I have unbelievable evangelical and Christian support because I've done a great job for them and we're together. But he said he may not know the Bible quite as well as other people are supposed to. But, he also did something. They picked Ronald Reagan over Jimmy Carter a long time ago. They said he wasn't quite as religious, but he's the guy that's going to get the job done. And I did a great job with a lot of things having to do with saving religion because these people want to put religion out of business.
All right. Speaking of the weed, how about answering the question, oh Orange Wonder? How about answering the question? Would that be too much to ask? Just answer the question. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot who we're talking about. Yeah, that is too much to ask. This dude here is incredible. That is the funniest shit I ever seen. And the crowd sitting there. Now the crowd, they caught up in the weed. They don't even remember what the fucking question is. And they're voting for this dude. That is funny. That is so funny. Oh well, that's the way it goes, What can you say? What can you say? Let's see some more.
What's interesting
is it's all about the people. You got to have the right people.
When you ran in 2016, the leaders and heroes of the Republican Party were the Bush and Cheney families. And is it weird for you to see Liz Cheney, that'd be Dick Cheney's repulsive little daughter, running against you with Kamala Harris?
Now, did you hear that? Did you hear what Tucker Carlson just said. That is awful. That's absolutely awful. Oh, well.
Well, I think it hurts Kamala a lot, actually. Look, she's a deranged person. The reason she doesn't like me is that she wanted to stay in Iraq. She wants to, tough person. People get killed all over. She's real tough, right? They're not the tough people. But his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face. They're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person. And I used to I'd have meetings with a lot of people, and she always wanted to go to war with people. So whether it's her, whether it's Dick, I was surprised a little bit with Dick Cheney. I didn't know him at all. I only had essentially the 1 or 2 phone calls, and it was only a call saying, thank you very much for doing that for Scooter Libby. That was nice. And Scooter Libby, by the way, was beyond that. He couldn't believe that it happened. Nobody would do it. They should have done that for him years before. But I was a little surprised because I actually thought that Dick Cheney would go with me over his daughter, and he didn't. And you know what? I understand it. It's your daughter, and you go.
He thought Dick Cheney would go with him over his daughter. Did I hear that right? He thought Dick Cheney would go with him over his daughter. Now, he just said he didn't even know the man. Only had a couple phone calls with him. But Dick Cheney should have went with him over his daughter. Well, we see how that went, Don. And the rambling continues. Now, there is one bit of sunlight. There's been a Harris campaign ad running, and this ad is driving the Republicans, or MAGA, crazy. I'm sure you've probably seen the ad, but I'm going to play the ad here in a second. But this ad is driving them insane. It is killing them. And I love it because, let's face it, it's true. So I'm going to play this ad. I'm sure you probably seen it. But I laugh every time I see it because if you look at Fox or Newsmax, which I've checked them both out, as a matter of fact, I found an Australian right-wing show, and it's driving them crazy in Australia. I thought that was interesting. I'm like, damn, y'all hate the ad too. The ad's got to be good if it's driving the right wing in Australia crazy. Oh, this was funny. But anyway, let's take a look at this ad and have a laugh.
Your turn, honey.
In the one place in America where women still have a right to choose. You can vote any way you want. And no one will ever know.
Did you make the right choice?
Sure did, honey.
Remember, what happens in the booth stays in the booth. Vote Harris Walz.
Oh, my goodness. I love that ad. I love that ad. That ad is spot on. Now, I don't know if you know who Jesse Waters is. Jesse Waters is a character on Fox News. This guy literally said if his wife did that, that would be the same as cheating on him. He literally said that. He said that would be the same as cheating on me. They even dug up Newt Gingrich. I don't know where he been, what rock he been under lately. But that drove him insane. Now, Newt Gingrich, remember who Newt Gingrich is. Newt Gingrich used to be Speaker of the House who cheated on his wife, who was dying at the time, with another chick, and ended up with the other chick. And he had the nerve to say this ad was teaching America a bad lesson. Really, Newt? Really? Oh, that is, but I tell you what, I love it because it's driving him crazy. Because it's true. When you go in to vote, you can vote for who you want to vote for. And nobody, you don't have to tell anybody anything. You can tell them whatever you want to tell them. And guess what? I'd be willing to bet that there are millions of women doing just that right now. Because they literally saying, I heard one of them say, the man is the leader of the house, and the woman's, it's her duty to vote the way he does. Now, where in the hell did you get that bullshit from? Where'd they get that shit from? You know, you vote for who you want to vote for. I tell you what, I know it's got to be a ton of women out there that'll vote for her just to cancel his vote out. You know, because if you know, if your husband's voting the other way, your vote will cancel his out. So look at it that way. Right. What life is that? That's crazy. Don't even know where they got that shit from. That's some crazy shit. So, but that's what they own. You know, that's what they own. They intend to, they seem to be trying to take this country back to some time where just white men was just plain in control. That seemed to be what the plan is. And it's so strange that they got so many other than white men convinced to help them do it. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And old JD had the nerve to say he would not be surprised if the normal gays voted for him and Trump. That's what J.D. Vance said. He would not be surprised if the normal gays voted for him and Trump. Now, I ain't figured out who the normal gays are yet. But just to say that, you see, oh, you heard him say it too. Now see, that's pure and simple what white men do. Now he's trying to separate the gays. Now that's pure and simple an attempt to drive a wedge between gay people. Now you're going to pit one gay against the other. That's all that's for. That's all they do. And remember, just like anything else, just like race is nowhere in biology. Race is man-made, the idea of race, because we're all the same biologically. That's what white men like to do. Divide. And they're good at it. The normal gays. is going to vote for us. You just can't make this shit up. Tell you what, though, on a lighter note, let's I saw this and I thought this was pretty good. I thought this was real good. Let's have a look at some people that I think most of us know. Let's have a look at something they may have to say about it.
Oh, it's.
It was like watching a marlin about to take that bait. You know, like what was gonna go? Is gonna the big mackerel out there. You know, half a mackerel.
Well, I said on my show Friday, I think he's toast.
Yeah,
I'm putting down my marker
yeah.
that he's going to lose this election. And I've always been a pessimist about him. Yeah. This is the first time.
He knows he's going to lose. But with his luck, he could win.
I don't think he will. I think it'll be tied, as the polls always are on election day. The American people just love to play a game of chicken, and they always will. Yeah. But they're like people who shop.
That's how you sell papers or newspapers or internet or something. You got breaking news.
Right.
And that's what it is, breaking news.
But I think at the last minute when people go into the booth this time,
they'll do it right.
They just have had enough.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he has a strong base, but
they're very strong, and it's not going to be a walk. But at the end of the day, it'll be just enough. That's the marker.
I don't know. I think they're going to get people the polls that they haven't had before.
Icing will be when he gets sentenced.
No, there's no sentencing anymore. Oh yeah, he does get sentenced, right?
Yes, he does.
Oh right, in the hush money one.
He does.
All right.
He does.
Well, you know, I don't want to base my happiness based on how unhappy he is.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know.
No, you
out of my life, man.
You got to accept him for what he was. And he was.
I don't accept him. I completely don't accept him. But I also don't accept letting his psyche like control my psyche.
Think what he did. He did things that no one could do.
Yes, true. Oh, yes.
No one
mostly for the worst.
No one could do. No, yes. The best. He got Joe Biden elected. No one else could have done that.
That's funny. That's not a compliment to Joe Biden, but I mean, I'm not going to argue with it either.
And
it's
he's
true.
going to get
you're right.
Kamala elected too. He'll be responsible for the first black woman president of America. Thanks.
Now, I don't know how I feel about them saying that, but you know what? As far as I'm concerned, let's go with it. Let's go with it. You know, history will tell the story. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I think you know, there could be some truth to it. There could be some truth to it, because you know, who's to say whether if he weren't there, America would vote for a woman for president? Who's to say? You know, we already know there's a bunch of men acting like jackasses right now, just not voting for her because she's a woman. So, you know, let's check it out.
To Donald Trump.
You're right.
That's it. And we'll owe it all to him.
I sense you don't like him. Well, I don't like him either. And I don't care who knows it.
I don't like him either.
I think he's kind of a buffoon, if I'm going to be completely honest.
He's a comedy god.
He's a comedy, yeah. Nobody ever provided more material because unlike other presidents who had one or two things about them that were obviously funny, you know, Bush was stupid and Clinton was horny. Like, this guy's everything. He's both stupid and crazy and horny and fat and wants to fuck his daughter.
And he looks like the devil.
And and has this preposterous turkey sandwich on his head. And it's his real hair.
Yeah.
That's even worse. It's not a wig. It would somehow be better, don't you think?
And he stinks. He stinks.
Man, they dogging this dude out. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Hope she gets the nomination. Well, she's already been nominated. Hope she wins. But you know what? I love the way they dogged him out. And you know they sitting there high as hell. You know that he's sitting there pouring drinks. You know Cheech and Chong high as hell. You know. So I love the fact they chopped him up real good. They chopped him up. Loved it. So, well, yes. 4 days from now. 4 days from now. 4 days from now. We are going to have a new president. It's going to be a female. Oh, happy day. I tell you what I'm going to do. Remember, I did say I was going to get into some investing, explain how to do some investing on here. One thing to look forward to, if Kamala when Kamala wins, when we have this landslide, Kamala has promised to legalize marijuana. So this is a good time to start looking into some marijuana stocks for those who are interested in making some money. So marijuana legalization, whether Indiana likes it or not, is going to be a fact. So in the future, I would be putting some of that stuff on here so we can all have a look at it and see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to be breaking down some knowledge about investing, how it works, how to get into it, how to open an account, what to look for. I'm going to get into that. So I'm just working on how I'm going to present it. Am I going to do it one day a week or more than that? We'll see. But this is going to be an interesting time once she gets elected because, hey, let's face it, the stock market is already shooting up. And as a matter of fact, I think a lot of the CEOs are betting on her. So, because he's already said the shit he's going to do. Right, when she win. Right. You're right, Charles. I did say if, but yes, when she wins. So the market's already got it timed in. So, it's on and cracking. I'll be back Monday, of course, the day before. Gotta see what's going on over the weekend. The weekend ought to be interesting. Y'all ready? Let's look at what happens over this weekend. This gonna have to be good. And Monday we'll get together, sit here and listen to our knees and teeth chatter. I might be drunk as hell when I come on here Monday night, so be expecting that. So anyway, I'm going to end it here. I do appreciate y'all for tuning in and checking me out. Hit that thumbs up for me while you're there. And let's see what happens. As usual, if you got anything for me, shoot me an email, and I'll see what I can do. Appreciate y'all. Hey, Carmen, you have a good weekend too. Lisa, you enjoy yourself. And fellas, I will see y'all Monday. Enjoy.